And today I'm back to making soups, and I want to show you a little trick I learned from my sister Ranka. She used to make this soup that I just loved, and I would always think that it's some kind of a special recipe or very complicated way to make it because the taste was so particular. And I learned that this was a simple trick that she used to finish off the soup with a mixture of mustard, yogurt, egg, and a little bit of flour. So I want to show you how to do this, because if you decide to make a lot of soups, eventually you're gonna get bored of eating the same thing over and over. So to spice things up a little bit and to learn how to make variations of soups, they're still fun, interesting, and tasty. This is a great tip and something that I like to do a lot. So you're gonna need a little bit of yogurt. I don't have a measurement for this particular recipe, but depending on how much broth and soup you have, you can always add extra. So let's say I have about a half a cup of all fat or a whole fat yogurt, plain yogurt. I'm gonna add a couple of eggs, 2 small eggs, and I'm gonna mix this well. I never get tired of seeing beautiful yellow color from homegrown eggs. Okay, next is flour. So I think we have maybe about 2.5 tablespoons if you were to measure, but this is approximate, and basically we're using flour just to thicken up the soup. You can also use a cornstarch. And let's use the whisk just to make sure that we have a nice and smooth consistency. Okay, now let's add mustard. And as you can see, all of these ingredients are approximately added. So 2 eggs, about half a cup of yogurt, maybe about 2.5 tablespoons of mustard, and about 2.5 tablespoons of flour. If you watched our last soup video, you know the steps. You have some herbs and fresh veggies, you cook them a little bit, you add broth, and now I'm gonna add this chicken and sweet potato, which by the way I had frozen in small packages, because when I make a broth I will divide the meat and veggies and put them in a freezer so I can have them ready when I need a quick and good meal. Every day is busy around here, and every day I need a good meal to keep me going. Today is particularly busy because I'm replacing the entrance tiles at my house, and I'm gonna have a crew working at the property. And in addition to that, my garden is in desperate need of attention. I have these tomato plants that have been waiting for me to get planted, and I just finished turning the soil in the garden, and I'm off to put them in the ground and let them grow. To keep up with all the physical work around my home, I really need to eat good. So this soup, it's super light and it has everything I need to keep my batteries going. The soup is slowly boiling. We don't want the temperature too hot. And then we're just going to add this mixture. Once you have all of the mixture in, just continue to mix it like this to make sure that you don't end up with clumps of flour, egg, and yogurt. You want to have the soup be nice and creamy. As soon as it starts to boil again, turn off the fire and dress it up with your favorite herbs. Today I'm gonna go with a little bit of fresh dill. Somehow I think that fresh dill and mustard will be very good together. Okay, gonna let it sit I have all kinds of stuff to do. I'm also going to drop some ginger in there. Okay, so I'm going to let it sit. I have construction workers outside, and some of my guests from my vacation rental just left. So I have all sorts of things to do. This will remain on the stove a little bit, and when I get hungry, I have myself a nice and healthy meal. In my line of business, it's usually me who's leaving flowers for my guests. But every so often, my guests will do the same for me. And today is one of those days. Some of my guests just checked out, and they left me this beautiful bouquet of flowers. I wanted to share this with you as a reminder on how important it is that we do little kind things onto strangers. So not just that my guest was a wonderful guest, but she also left this gift for me, which simply made my day. And not so much for the fact that I received the flowers, but mostly for the fact that she cared enough to leave this sweet and beautiful gesture once she left. So I just want to remind you all that in our life we have countless opportunities to do something nice, and we should be doing these nice things because through gestures like this we radiate kindness and a reminder that we care about each other, even though we might be strangers. It's nice to know there are human beings out there who care. Thank you so much for watching and for being here. As you know, my intention in creating these videos is not just to share the recipes and cooking suggestions, but rather to create a content that's real, relevant, inspiring, and positive. Tomorrow we are going to do ossobuco dish, and until then, as always, please take good care of yourselves and those around you.